The UN's Refugee Agency says it has over 20 million people under its mandate, with just 5 countries, Syria, Venezuela, Afghanistan, South Sudan and Myanmar, accounting for 68% of all refugees globally, with key messages focused around education, highlighting the need for including refugees in national education systems for the benefit of both communities.
Inclusion is not just the broad pieces of including in education system, in health systems, is also goes through a lot of very complicated issues. Regularizing is a legal process in a country, receiving documentation, having access to bank accounts, I think it was mentioned, having connectivity. These are all less obvious aspects which actually in our daily lives we take for granted. You know, we have an ID card, we can log into internet, we have a bank account. But if you don't have these things, and they are very often difficult for refugees, there's no hope for inclusion, there's no tools for inclusion.
New conflicts like the ongoing crisis in Tigray, Ethiopia, exacerbates what is already an acute global concern, stretching humanitarian resources that could further be complicated by an impending drought and famine, at a time when the COVID pandemic remains a going concern.
International financial institutions have set up massive relief programs, safety net programs to help the economies of these countries after situations of lockdowns. So our aim has been with these institutions to say, when you design a rescue package for the economy of a poor country and you give them hundreds of millions of dollars in loans or grants, make sure that you factor in the fact that that particular country hosts a large numbers of refugees, and they also must benefit from whatever help is given to the country.
Grande was speaking at an event co-hosted by the United States after President Joe Biden in May revised the resettlement cap for refugees in the country at 62,500, up from just 15,000 set by the previous administration.
I'm proud to say that President Biden has acted from day one to ensure the United States remains a country committed to providing safety for the most vulnerable. The president has used executive orders to rebuild and enhance the U.S. refugee admissions program and spoken about how we must stand as a beacon of liberty and refuge for the world. Del, for that introduction. As we celebrate the power of inclusion and honor refugees on June 20th, let's remember the millions of Syrians who desperately need our help. They and millions of others around the world are counting on us. They're counting on us for life-saving support. They're counting on our common humanity to extend hands in their time of vulnerability and their time of need.
86% of the world's refugees are hosted in developing countries, while up to 34 million of the 82 million people forcibly displaced are children below the age of 18. Sherman Bricepies, SABC News, New York.